Hey there, welcome to the Be More podcast. I'm Brittany.
I'm Maria, and today we have a guest who, for anyone that's listened to us for, I don't know, the past few months, she's been on this podcast before. So everyone say hi to Monica.
Hey, a little sound effect that's like, yeah.
Just a little clapping effect. Yeah, I'll think about it.
Okay. And that is how Maria responds to most of the ideas that I pitched to her.
Or I just don't even respond.
Yep.
Brittany again sent me a whole rant this week,
Yeah,
and did not even respond to it
one
bit.
She never does, and I never care. But it's just like, you know how you have something in your head, and if you don't say it, you're gonna lose it, and then you're gonna be pissed at yourself. So a couple of weeks ago, right? So last time I saw you was 2 weeks ago, and we recorded like a double the length.
Did not even
episode.
respond to this.
How do you read your screen? That's so tiny.
No, that's normal.
It's pretty normal, ma'am.
No, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Mine is humongous compared to that.
Anyway, so
I was gonna say that's what she said. Okay. So I was listening to like this audio, and it was like there was like a woman who's like a successful business owner, and she was talking about how
I still haven't read this, by the way.
it's fine. I'm gonna tell you about it right now, so it doesn't matter if you read it or not. She was talking about. Are you laughing? Did you read it? Oh, okay.
I'm a speed reader.
I don't remember what I said in the text, but I
I'm a
remember what I
speed
listened
reader.
to.
Oh God.
So she was talking about how like your mental state is super important when it comes to doing anything, and she was saying how she's older. She's like probably well into her 70s, and she was saying.
Can I pause for a second? You read the text, right?
Mhm.
It literally says 7-year-old.
That's why I was.
Oh,
As
does
you
it?
were explaining this, I was like, wait, this makes zero sense. I thought it was a 7-year-old girl.
But I knew she meant 70, so that's probably why I was like, Monica's probably laughing because she saw the typo.
I'm sorry. Okay, so so I sent stuff to Maria that's not even accurate. So it's good that she doesn't read it. So she was saying how she had gone as she got older. She had gone to see a therapist, and her therapist told her that she's the worst kind of perfectionist.
That's nice. At 70 or whenever she went to
Like
the
whenever
therapist?
she was like, you've lived your whole life being the worst kind of perfectionist, and she went on to say that like being the worst kind of perfectionist is the perfectionist who doesn't do something because they're worried that if
it's
they
not
can't do it
100%.
perfectly,
Yeah,
they'll never
don't
start
forget
it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, so I had a whole epiphany in the car while I was listening to it, which is why I texted you, because I was like, oh crap, this is me. Like this is what I struggle with all the time.
And you have to let me know if you need me to answer.
I
Because
mean-
I get these influx of texts from her throughout the week, assuming that's just for our podcast, but like,
Oh, sometimes
Preface
do you
it
not
with,
know
like-
if it's like me crying out for help.
yeah, because now I'm just like, I don't know if this is something that she wants to. Sorry. So,
I've had a lot of those like self-actualized moments of like,
Yeah,
oh my god,
realizations.
I think I'm okay at handling, but thanks.
okay, yeah.
I'm good at handling them. now.
Just put something in caps. I don't know. It would be like attention, like,
No, I'll just be like, hey, I know you don't ever respond to these, but I'm having a moment and I need you to respond to this.
or
Okay,
just
bye.
like miss call me. Just like call me and then just like hit like whatever, so I can get the missed call and be like, oh, I think she needs me to answer something.
That'll be the way that we just communicate emergencies from now on. I'm just gonna call you and hang up whenever something's wrong.
I have to say, people do that in Egypt as like a thing because they don't want to pay for an actual call.
Wait,
And
no.
The fact that we're just talking about that right now.
Wait, but like also back in the day with the Philippines, that's how my parents used to call too. They would miss call, just be like, hey, like, oh, I'm calling, but like I don't want to pay for this.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
And then Facebook started, and then that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
So
Oh, poor telephone services. But that's what I wanted to talk about today, because I was like,
that really,
this is so. I mean, you can go. Could you imagine going your whole life? Like, thank God we are where we are, and we have the awareness that we have to be able to say stuff. But
Slightly.
could you imagine living your whole life and struggling with that,
um,
and never having the ability
to
manage
realize it.
and cope with it because you're not. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of us know. When you
Mm-hmm.
have perfectionist tendencies, you are aware of them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you give yourself a hard time, but actually being able to acknowledge to say, oh my goodness, like, I've never realized the depth of how this invades every decision I make in my life. Because if I can't do it perfectly, I'm not going to do it.
I mean, that's how I've functioned till like, yeah, when I went to therapy. So I mean, like, yeah, it's because like it's happened for like what 25-ish years. It's but I think it's worse though when you're older because the amount of unpacking and unlearning.
I know, you have to go through.
Yeah.
I was
So
like-
I mean, it's not pleasant.
No, it's not. But I was like, man, that's like, thank goodness we have the awareness we have, and like we're able to do it now. Because I don't think I'd survive the rest of my life.
Being 70 and being like, holy shit, I just wasted
By
7
trying
years.
to
Realized.
Yeah, like I never would make it to 70 with all of those expectations on myself.
You wouldn't- no,
Like,
you
I would
wouldn't-
have a panic attack.
Yeah,
And I'd
constantly.
have a heart attack.
No, you
and
want to get
that'd be
shit
the end of
done.
the world.
You just want to get
That
shit
too,
done.
That too.
If you're that type of perfectionist.
Rough life.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking to myself, oh, it's really important. This is why it's important for us people to go to therapy, to have these conversations. And I was talking to another friend of mine who goes to therapy, and then we started talking about how expensive healthcare is and how like she has to go on and off her therapy because her insurance doesn't cover it, and it's such.
Yeah, you want to talk about health insurance now?
Yes.
Monica, do you have any thoughts?
Mental health.
So many thoughts.
Stuff.
So many thoughts.
No, but actually,
Monica.
you started with. So there's something that I wasn't even going to bring up that you just brought up. So like, my work gives us through our EADP, like our employee assistance program, we get therapy. You get 6 sessions per one incident, whatever your one incident is, and you can have as many incidences as I guess you want in person. And then there's like unlimited virtual, like over the phone ones.
Oh, really?
Huh.
Oh, that's actually really
Sounds
interesting.
great, right? I went to use in-person ones.
Yeah, and
Sounds great, right?
And the guy was so lovely as to just not figure out the billing and just kept calling me and harassing me. And I'm like, it goes through my EADP. Like, I should not be forced to pay for this. Like, this is just really sucks. Like,
right.
I'm using a benefit that I have, and like, this is the code, and like, you're just an old man who can't figure it out, and that's really uncool because now you just made me not want to ever go to therapy again.
I think that's unfortunate because when you do get a bill for your medical
Just so much anxiety.
situation, yeah, it gives you so much anxiety, and that can deter you.
Counter.
Right. Especially for therapy, like that's just counterintuitive.
For why you're there in the first place.
But I think that just deters people from going to a doctor, right?
Like the fear of like, oh, I'm gonna have this crazy bill, which
is so
ridiculous and horrible, especially in this time.
In this time and in this country, this day and age, when other countries have figured it out.
Yeah.
It's such a joke. So that brings me to point 2. I'm trying. So my mother.
I love this.
I'm so livid. My mother became unemployed thanks to Corona, and she's been unemployed since like officially I think since May.
Okay.
And so her work basically like extended their benefits till recently, and it ended. And so she got on Cobra, which is extremely expensive.
Cobra, right?
What?
Cobra.
Like when you
Cobra.
Yeah.
God,
So
I haven't heard that name in forever.
yeah. So which is like 110% of
When
your
I fall
whatever.
backwards, please tell Dan to take care of my cats.
I'll put my hand back real quick.
Do you have health insurance?
Huh? I do.
Do you have health insurance to cover this?
Clearly, it's gonna do shit. So
Well,
whatever.
she died. I don't think that really helps.
Sorry, keep going.
Sorry, Dan.
But through my work, they if I'm a single, I'm not married, then I'm able to have an adult dependent on my health insurance so
nice.
long as I have her as my dependent on my taxes. And I haven't yet, but they said you can as long as she's in your current tax year. The way they explain it to me is like for the current tax year, as long as she is, then she can be for the next year, right?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Cool. I check. I'm like, so she's going to be on for my 2020. Does that mean she can be in my 2021 enrollment? They said yes.
Okay.
I do the process,
And they're like-
now they're asking for documents that say she's my dependent when we haven't filed 2020 taxes, obviously, because we're still in that year. And they're like, oh, she needs to be on 2019. I was like, that's not what I was told. She needs health care. We're in a pandemic.
Crazy.
How do they what a freaking loophole?
And I
cycle
asked that
is.
specific
How do you
thing.
justify that? How do we go back and say?
And I can't go back and undo my taxes of 2019 and add her on.
Right. And like, can you modify them?
Yeah, you can amend your tax return, but that the whole process, but the whole process that was annoying to amend your tax return for that.
And it also won't be done in time because there's a time limit that I have to submit the documents for her to get on.
Which is so stupid because then you're going backwards to go forwards, and it's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
So they
I'm
gave
really
you
just-
information in the beginning.
Correct. It's
That's the issue.
What a surprise!
We love this
When did that
system.
happen?
So, oh my god, that's honestly awful.
And it's literally going to cost her $1,000 a month if I don't add her on my plan. It's still going to cost me a lot, but I can afford to do. It's not as much as $1,000 a month.
Right.
Yeah,
to add
right,
her
right.
on.
Oh my god.
Why is health
And
insurance?
obviously she's unemployed, so she doesn't have $1,000 a
No,
month to spend on that.
right. So why is health insurance so number one expensive in this country, and number two such a controversial thing? Does anyone have an answer?
Okay, so here's my thought.
Brittany
on
does.
this. You have to go. I'm not gonna say it's the answer, but the reason why health insurance is so high is because we have to pay these ridiculously high
Premiums and stuff.
and for the ridiculous things that hospitals and doctors can get away with charging us because the pharmaceutical industry and the medical industry has just
They
gone
monetize.
astronomical, and they can charge whatever the hell they want for anything. I was having a conversation the other day, and someone was talking about like their medical bill, and they had spent the bill charge for the room they were in was like $29,000 for the amount of nights that they were there. And the reality is it's because years and years ago hospitals were told like you can get a pillowcase for 3 cents and charge somebody $30 for it.
Yeah.
Right?
So
Like,
capitalism.
there's no cap on like capitalized healthcare. That's what happens.
Well, yeah, the healthcare industry is so
And like the hospitals
Crazy.
are healthcare and service places, but they're also companies that
Oh yeah,
make the
privatize
bottom line.
like hospitals and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like meh.
But yeah, seeing like the gross charge on your bill is like
Terrifying.
even like looking at like I went to my eye doctor and just seeing like the
Yeah.
the whatever, I'm like, I just paid my copay, but can you imagine if I didn't have health insurance?
I know.
It's insane.
And it's like bullshit because they want like it's not like we're not going to pay for free healthcare. It's like there's no everything's so far gone.
In
like,
what sense?
Like the hospitals and the medical industry has gone away with so much and hasn't been like overseen or we talked about like accountability, right? We talked about accountability last time. Like there's been no organized
Monica's rolling her eyes for people that are not watching us.
Oh yeah, we need to have like a button for every time Monica rolls her eyes.
Just like a little ding.
That's Monica's go-to is rolling her
Someone
eyes.
just snap their like fingers.
We should count them at the end too. Here's
a drinking game, y'all.
Here's the game we're gonna prep you for Thanksgiving. Every time you hear someone snap, it means Monica rolled her eyes and you gotta take a shot. Have fun.
Anyways.
But yeah, that's the issue, right? There's no organized body to oversee these places, and like, I mean, yay capitalism, but like,
yay capitalism,
yay free enterprise to be able to do that. But at the same time, it's like if you aren't serving the best interests of the community and you're just monetizing everything, people's sickness, you're a dick.
Yeah, it's like it's so annoying. Like I spent so much money on healthcare this year. Like I met my deductible in January.
Oh my God.
And I've been, because I broke my foot last year and was in PT, and then I have like autoimmune issues, so I have to go to a rheumatologist all the time. And it's like so crazy because it's $25 copay every single time I go.
Yep.
And the last time I had to get blood work done, and they charged me normally they didn't charge me blood work before. Now I'm getting charged my blood work on top of it.
Is
because
because
in the office.
Really? Is it because you exceeded the amount of times?
I think I maxed out everything
Which
at this point.
I think is crazy that there's a max of like you can only get blood works like 3 times a year.
Yeah,
like,
you've exceeded it. You now have to pay. I'm like, what?
Especially if you have like an autoimmune disorder.
It's like, what do you want me to do? Like, you tell me I have to do this every month.
Right, and thankfully, you have a good job,
a
well-paying job, and a good
I don't even choose a cheap plan, obviously.
So like, imagine the people that are low income that have autoimmune diseases that can't get the shit done.
COVID on top of it.
Yeah, and that's why like I don't even like to go to doctors. I don't go to like a general doctor. Like I really avoid it like the plague until it's like you have to go.
And that's something that makes me super frustrated. Oh, don't get me started about doctors. But that's one of the things that frustrates me is that PT now in New Jersey, we're very, very fortunate that we have direct access, so you don't have to go to a doctor to get a prescription, which is awesome. But for 90% of like specialists, you need to go to a general practitioner to get a recommendation to go see them, which I don't understand because I'm sorry, but no offense to general doctors right now, they go to school and they get taught about prescription drugs to make money off of the prescription drugs because the pharmaceutical industry is running the medical system.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, but if Monica goes in there and she's like, oh, I have this issue with like my throat, they'll know the basis of enough to say something.
Right.
But you know how many people I know that get misdiagnosed with their general physician and they get specialized to the wrong person?
Yeah.
Right. All the time.
Like, that seems redundant. And
so they just go straight to specialist, is what you're saying?
Like I just
That's
had,
usually
I don't know if
advice.
I told you about this a couple weeks ago. Like my aunt who got prescribed like heart medication was going to see multiple general physicians because she
general physicians.
Oh yeah, she had to go to see multiple because she needs to get a
script or whatever,
like a recommendation. She started to get this. She started to not feel well, and her foot started to swell. So one doctor told her it was gout. One doctor told her it was a diabetic neuropathy. Like 3 different doctors told her 3 different things. It ended up being her heart medication. She got put in the hospital for it.
Oh my God. Oh, you did tell me about your aunt.
So it's like
that's really frustrating to hear.
What the F are you doing? And it was the same situation with my father, right? The general doctors put a diabetic on steroids. So it's like,
but don't you have their chart?
What are you doing?
I don't know.
And that's why I'm yelling at you. I think, guys, this is a sensitive topic for me. Because I just
she's straight up. Yeah, for people again not watching, Brittany just straight up just yelling at me.
I'm just yelling. But that's what frustrates me. And it's like this.
Did you get a new tattoo? Sorry,
I did.
It's okay. We have a lot of
It's cute.
It's all the
we get distracted all the time.
Language of dance. Sorry, guys.
No, it's okay.
Going off. No, it's cool.
Brittany
language of dance.
Brittany has a tattoo.
Maria will. I don't. How are we gonna do this?
I'm not gonna do it. I'm just saying you have a tattoo under your left ear.
On screen here.
No, but for the people that are on Spotify, because subscribe to us on Spotify.
Oh, let me describe. How am I gonna fucking describe this?
Do you guys not have a website yet?
No.
Oh, is that a thing we should do?
Yeah, a lot of podcasts have a website, and then they can go like.
Monica's
if you are interested. Sorry, I watch too many crime podcasts.
Monica's a very avid podcast listener.
Wait. No. Pause. So wait, not only does she look at the website, but she's looking at the website on a crime podcast.
Oh, bro,
So what's what's on that website?
No, it's all like to see like whatever evidence they found here.
Okay,
Like,
I was waiting for her to
Exhibit
be
A.
like it's all like outlines of bodies and like.
No, or
I
like
mean,
maps.
it could.
They'll show like the map of like this is the route that they.
Oh, like all of the investigative.
Correct. It's not like I'm
that's
looking at a
interesting.
killer. I'm looking at like the evidence.
That's interesting. That sounds fun. It's like an interactive story.
It is.
The game.
I know. You want to play it one
Yeah.
time?
How to Hunt a Killer or something it's called.
Yes.
Or Hunt a Killer. That's what
You
it's called.
down? Do you like
Sure.
crime stuff?
Yeah, I love
It's
it.
kinda like
I love
a board
investing.
game,
I love
kinda
problem
like-
solving.
Me and Monica, I used to make fun of her.
Religiously.
I used to, now we're on a tangent. I used to make fun of Monica because I was over one time months ago, maybe even almost a year ago. Her Netflix recommendations were like food and then crime. I was like, you're fucking weird. Fast forward to like 3 months later, literally the same goddamn recommendations on Netflix is all I'm now watching and listening to are like crime things and then like Schitt's Creek. Another tangent. When was the last time you guys saw each other in person?
I don't know, forever
It's been
ago.
a while.
Like a year.
Because I see you guys sporadically.
Yeah.
I see you guys sporadically.
Yeah.
For sure. Like
Well,
separately,
the
obviously.
last time I saw you was when we were in Princeton that night, right? We went to go get ice cream and food.
Oh, you're really? Wow.
That's probably the last time we saw each other.
Back when, like, you know, it was casual to just go out.
Yeah. And, like,
Casual to be
everyone
like, hey, I'm out.
was- Everyone was walking around in Princeton without face masks. Even though I will say this. People do not
pretty
walk
rad,
around
yeah,
and
pretty
with their face masks. Because we were there, Dan and I had gone there not too long ago because we drove by and we wanted to go to the Bent Spoon. And we got out of the car
Tabletop.
from like the parking garage and we started to walk there and there was people everywhere and like maybe a third of them were wearing masks. And
Y'all
Dan
need
was
to
literally
wear
like,
masks.
Dan was, and I'm, you know me, like I'm in my mask, I don't care, like nothing's gonna bother me. But like Dan was literally like, I don't want to do this, like I want to go home, like I don't want to wait.
Yeah,
for
because,
ice cream.
yeah.
Like, this is really making me super uncomfortable. And I was like, oh, all right, cool.
Okay. Well, like,
I was super surprised.
Yeah, they're pretty crazy out there.
people are just crazy in general.
Sorry, what were we talking about before we started all of this?
Let me backtrack.
Oh,
Crime.
we were crime pictures.
No, you were in the middle of a rant, and then I lost it.
Oh, Monica was asking me about my tattoo.
Yeah, that
There's
tangent.
something
We'll
before
finish
that?
this tangent and then go back to
There
our
was
main
something before
topic.
that?
Yes.
Okay, just start
Brittany, our main topic, health insurance.
Oh, right.
First, yes.
What were we talking about
Oh,
before?
you hate general practitioners.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't hate them.
Your father went to general practitioners
okay,
and
I don't
misdiagnosed.
like the misdiagnosed. Okay, and then I have another thing to bring up about that, but I feel bad about leaving people hanging about the tattoo thing. So we should have we talked about tattoos?
There
Yes,
was an
very
episode
briefly.
That I watched and then texted you all about after.
Yes, Monica texted me.
It was mine.
It was
So,
literally-
hair tattoos, and I was so hurt.
No, but that was just a random like we.
listening to it.
What?
Monica texted me.
Monica just called us on our own show.
Monica texted me and was like, you guys talked about hair and tattoos. Like, I remember that text too. I was like, I'm sorry. Like, we just winged that episode, I think.
So funny.
But yes,
oh
we
yeah,
did
then
talk.
we had no idea what we were talking about because I had just cut my hair. That was why.
Yeah.
Follow Monica on her Instagram, curly hair Instagram.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Plug it.
You can talk about it.
Oh yeah, it's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. We can put it in the description in the
Okay.
whatever.
Yay!
Yay! This is such a tangent.
Yeah, we're literally. This is what happens when the three of us get together.
Oh,
this
forget
was,
it.
this was
Ever
our-
since,
this was
like,
our
high school,
childhood, and
yeah. This is why
but-
you can't have us in the same room.
So, okay, yeah.
Monica's
tattoo.
already crying.
So there's a written. Oh, this is like a little like learning thing. There's a written language of dance,
Okay.
and it looks like
And it dates
hieroglyphics.
back to.
Oh, like
Yesterday.
I don't even remember. Like it's,
Sorry.
haha. It's called Lava notation. I think it's like the 50s. Honestly, it hasn't been around that long. But this is just a bunch of symbols that I put together for like different meanings for movement. So I don't know how to. I can't like describe it. It'll take me 3 years to describe what everything means.
It literally looks like hieroglyphics.
It does. It looks like yes.
You know what? That's
like
fucked up for me to
weird-
say. Wait. You know what? That's fucked up for me to say because Monica's Egyptian. I totally was just like.
A little BS on that, so I'm just gonna.
But it's like that was amazing. First of all, it looks like
That was really
That's what it
fucked
looks
up for me to
like.
say.
And
I'm
that's,
sorry.
That's the
I-
connection that she made to
I
hieroglyphics.
apo-
Right?
I
'Cause I say it all the
apologize.
time, and you're totally right. And
I
I have to be more aware
apologize.
of it.
Yes.
It just looks like written symbols.
This is a learning
that was
learning
rough.
moment. That was really rough.
There is.
Call me
there
out.
is-
Yes.
There is a.
Call me out on my
I
bullshit.
can see a link to it, but.
There is a. This doesn't look like it because this is like.
sorry.
This is like body actions and like a different part of it. But there is the actual written out language is like very blocky and does look more like
when you see it right now. This part does not, but I will say that there are parts of Levon that does. That was amazing. Okay, so now let's go back.
Safe space. You can call me out.
I don't hate medical practitioners. Here's my
issue. Main
Here's
topic.
the issue, though. They're called practitioners.
Period.
Like, the medical field, like doctors open up a medical practice. They're practicing medicine. What we know about the body, and I've said this before, like it's not the end all be all. Like going to your doctor he's not going to know everything and give you an instant fix to make you better. That's why it's called a medical practice, because he's practicing medicine. Which literally means like he could be wrong and he might be guessing, and it could be like
or she,
right? Sorry.
Or they.
He or she. You're so right. I'm just like
Monica's here to
Monica's
check
here
us,
to, like flag us. I love this. But like that's my biggest issue is that people see it like it's super black and white. Like this is what's wrong with you. You need to go get a diagnosis, and like diagnoses are not the bottom line, and like people are misdiagnosed all the time. And you have to start
or not even diagnosed.
Right. It's because we say that don't know. They say that they know, right? We talk about medicine as like they know everything, but they don't know.
But do they really say that they know, or do we just assume that they know?
Right.
I think we just assume.
Speak with an air of confidence.
But then
it doesn't think they do until you get to like a gray area, and then they like literally say like, we think it's this,
and then that makes
go
it
see
worse,
a specialist,
right? And that's where like I know there are some amazing medical people that I know, but there are some that I have a conversation with, and the ego is so big, and they talk down to you, and it's like you I don't give a crap about what fancy degree you have. Like I get that you know the body, but do you really? You are studying a puzzle. Yeah. And it's going to change in 10 years. So like you to stand there and be like, I know everything. Like
you don't.
That's great. Cool. But
why are they like that? Is it because the schooling?
No, it's because society glorifies being a doctor.
Well, think about every like brown kid in the world.
Every brown kid, yeah.
Your parents tell you have to be a doctor.
Right. Or a lawyer.
So, like, it gives you this.
It's glorified.
That, like,
yeah,
that's true.
Oh, we have a doctor. In
yeah,
the family.
And it's like it doesn't get you benefits and perks.
What does that mean?
Right. It's just like we look at them as these like we put them on a pedestal and we give them these like you're a godly human, and like you help people, that's amazing, that's so great. And
the sarcasm is
and I
dripping.
respect you for that, but are you there's got to be that separation of like your ego and what your actual intent is, and realizing that it's really a practice and you're not
then if they shouldn't be doctors, then if their ego is so inflated, right.
This goes back to the mental health thing, right? People should be checked for these things. What was I just I was talking to somebody else the other day about what you would have, like you need to get your psychology assessed before you can do something.
Everything in life? I don't know. Being president?
Before you speak to people?
It might have been that.
What did you say? Before you speak to
people? It might have been the presidency thing. But I was just like, it's just...
We love politics on this podcast.
There's so much ego always attached to things. And like people don't... That was something we talked about when I was talking to the Trump supporter. We were talking about how people like overly identify with a political party, and it's like that's when they get emotional, or they overly identify with like a freaking sports team, and that's when they get emotional, and it's like that's not you.
The amount of ego that a mediocre white straight man has is insane,
but the lack of awareness that they have of it is also
even
insane.
Yeah, so
and it's so funny because a couple of years ago, if I would have had that conversation with somebody, I would have been like,
what,
butter knife to the throat, like I would have been like super because I didn't have that awareness and I didn't know any better. But like it definitely takes a lot to sit there, but I think we have to be the people that make the difference, because other people are not going to be in a place where they know any better.
That's true.
So it's like a lot of responsibility for us to keep things like pleasant and actually continue to have the conversation versus letting it escalate into like
screaming match,
right? And like bloody murder situation.
Monica loves. No, you don't. You don't love a screaming match.
No, you want to know what Monica does?
No.
Wait,
when we were younger. When we were younger.
Let's go back.
No, when we were younger.
Monica used to. Yes, this is.
This is not Monica now. Now we're just outing Monica because she called us out.
We're going back. And we call each other out all the time for this stuff. For what this is right. This is Monica, right? This is what Monica likes. Monica would love to like
catch you,
let the drama happen,
catch
at the
you,
bottom.
yeah.
Yep, and then she would like to talk about it, and then she would talk about it to the wrong person, which was me, and then I would be the one to do something about it. Tell me I'm wrong, Monica. Tell me I'm wrong.
You love to stir the pot. She makes the damn pot and then stirs it herself.
Oh my god, Oh, good lord. And it was always on the DL because Monica was so good at it, and I had no.
Yeah.
I would always be like.
And like I was
eat
not
that
aware
shit.
of this. But the thing is, like when we were younger, like I was not aware of this, and then like looking back, I'm like, yeah, this fucking idiot just loved to stir the pot
Oh yeah.
in the background.
She's
You are
like,
here.
I feel like with the baby of the family on both sides.
I know you
There's
are.
just so much things, and I just observed them.
Yeah,
all.
she just watched, and then she'd say something to the person who would do something not good.
Honestly, it really.
happens.
Do you guys?
Uh-oh.
No. Do you guys like know the birth order theory?
No.
If you're like the oldest child, you have these certain traits. If you're a middle child, you have
We
these
used to
certain
say this.
traits.
We
And then the
used to
youngest,
talk about this all the time.
the youngest would
But,
have
like,
some certain traits.
I never heard it was
I
a
have, like,
theory.
I have
Yeah.
weird ones. I have ones of like the first child and the like youngest.
Well, also, I feel like you have the first child one because you like parented yourself. So like the first child is kind of like the guinea pig, so they're kind of more responsible and like kind of parent the younger ones. The middle one is kind of like lost in a sense because they need more attention because there's the youngest one,
Right.
and then the oldest one is obviously the first child,
Yeah, yeah.
and then the youngest is the kind of the rebel where they kind of do shit and they get away with it. What?
I've heard of that all the time, but I never heard of it as an actual.
But
theory
like,
before.
think about like my sisters.
Oh, I know. You remember what we always used to say? I always used to tell you, and this doesn't it doesn't matter, but like I always used to tell you and like Danny that your younger siblings were always gonna be taller than you.
And they are.
That's
Kate is
still
like, yeah.
That's still a theory that I firmly.
And guess
believe
what?
in.
It's true.
At least when it comes to your family and their
Oh
family.
yeah, but also yeah, I firmly believe this.
Like the
Earth order
when it comes to
theory.
yeah, I see it, and it's just like it's based off of like your parenting relationship, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
And also like them trying to figure themselves out. as
yeah,
parents, like,
which is a thing that we've talked about before too. Is like they don't know what they're doing.
No,
knows what they're doing.
no one knows what the hell
Yeah,
they're
that's
doing.
very true.
Spoiler alert on life.
Yep, accurate. And that's why we all need really good healthcare so we can go.
Oh my God.
to figure it out.
It really sucks though that you are discouraged to go back
Yeah, no, I,
to
like, legit
to
don't want
therapy
that.
because of
You
billing.
really have to find the right one though. Like,
But not even that. Even if she did, and the billing was still an issue, I feel like you'd be like, "This is stupid. I'm not going back because of billing."
It's always an issue. That's the
That's,
problem.
well, that's stupid.
I agree with you. I agree with
It
you.
just sucks because it's like a benefit that I would like to take advantage of again, but now I'm just like, meh.
Yeah, you don't. That's the thing. You don't want to have the headaches of actually
I'll
having to
just-
deal.
I'll just.
You'll just not
to deal with it.
Wine, it's fine.
Okay, wine is not the answer to everything. Just a spoiler alert.
I think I have a shirt that says otherwise.
I don't need a graphic tee to tell me how to live my life, ma'am.
Also, things that I remember about Monica, she has an answer for everything.
Monica, oh my God, Monica, you're.
And her answers are amazing.
You know what sucks? We're all kind of witty in our own sense, so like whenever the three of us are together, it's just like a fucking banter of just like
yeah.
random shit.
Yep.
Oh, and now Brittany's just.
It's exactly 12 o'clock.
I would say,
on a
isn't it
Sunday.
too early on the
Nope.
Honestly, I feel like crap. I've eaten so much bad food lately.
I don't
Bad.
even care.
I cannot.
Bad.
I'm putting more sugar in my body.
your jersey came out? Your pain. I don't like ASMR,
Some people are here for it.
but like I don't like ASMR. Do you guys like it?
I've gotta give
I
people a real life experience if they're sitting here with us while I unwrap my Twix.
Oh my
And here's
God.
me chewing.
Ew, please stop that.
Might be a step too far. You don't want to see
You know what?
doing.
And like I have the headphones on to monitor everything, so you guys can't hear what the hell I'm hearing.
You're welcome.
To like, I can't deal with this.
Oh my god.
Mm.
Our Twix is really good though.
That's nice. I have a bunch upstairs too. Would you like more?
No thanks.
Okay. Do you want any candy or chocolate?
Just turn my stomach.
We're much different now. I think we're much calmer. Even though this sounds like a fucking shit show, we're much calmer now. I think in our
No, I agree. I think we're it's like a
mid
different-
20s.
Like we still have our like personalities that we always had, but it's just like a different version of it.
Right. Agreed.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. They
Well,
still
that's-
cry though. That's the thing that
that's
hasn't.
I think
changed.
those are the things that are the most like heartwarming.
Yeah.
As an adult, is like when you can get around people that you like were a kid with, and you just knew how to. You could just have a good time and be yourself.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about the crap of adulting and like all the other crap that's going on in the world. Like we could just be here together is always so nice. This is why this goes back to our friendship episode. This is why friendship is so important.
That was a long time ago. That was maybe like our third episode.
Yeah, that was early on.
She knows. She's an avid listener. One of our
I
loyal.
love this. This is so
Do you subscribe? I mean, out you know. Do you
On-
subscribe
on-
on Spotify?
On YouTube. YouTube.
Oh, well, we're also
She'd
on
rather watch us
Spotify.
and laugh at us.
I know.
It makes her feel like it's more immersive. Like
Well,
she's really here with
also,
us.
she has, yeah, she tells me this all the time. She's like, I feel like I'm
Guys,
hanging out with you.
This is such a good moment to say, if you don't watch us on YouTube, go check it out.
Or
like I'm here on the couch, you know?
Hanging.
And I like to
She
do
just has to be here all the time. And then even if she doesn't want to talk, we could just hear her in the background every once in a while, like making like,
she'll be like in like my like over there somewhere.
And then you know
like,
what we should do? We should make her be like our sound effect person, and then whenever put her off in the back, and whenever she rolls her eyes, we hear
A sound effect. I need
so,
a,
like we don't see her, but she has her own eye rolling sound effect.
oh my god, now I need a soundboard.
I kind of want like a cartoon character that rolls its eyes too.
Oh my
So
god,
you,
that'd be
like,
so cute.
You
Like little thing like pops up on the screen. Oh my
Like,
god, we
rolls
should get.
in.
Do you guys remember?
rolls in.
Do you remember the Lizzie McGuire show?
Yes.
We should get her like Monica, a little Lizzie, like a little Monica, a little cartoon Monica.
If someone would like to,
We don't.
The Bitmoji
I
now.
swear I'm gonna kick you soon if we don't do this. We have to get those pictures. To actually,
y'all, I'm getting harassed right
guys,
now.
okay. I
There's
told
ones where you,
Maria.
like, there's apps where you can like pay them like I don't know like $5 and they like create a character.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. My sister-in-law. I call her my sister. I've known her for forever. She's like 17 and she does really good like digital art. So she's gonna do it for us. But I told Maria like 5 weeks ago that we needed to do it, and she keeps yelling at me that she can't find a picture of herself that she likes. So
Just
God,
snap a picture and call it a day.
no, she'll kill me.
What
Do you
like?
not have one on Instagram?
We'll take one today, and it'll be us with the microphones,
I'm
right?
Sure you do. Didn't someone
Look
took
at her
pictures?
face.
Didn't
She's
someone
gonna
you know?
kill you.
Someone did a photo shoot. You did it, and I think you liked it.
There was one that I saw with your hair that I
Right.
liked.
I'm getting attacked and I don't
Guys,
feel
Did I make it?
comfortable. What?
Or we can do it. We can do it today.
A long time ago.
Yeah, but didn't you? Oh, have our faces changed that much?
No, thank God, right? Just grab one from my
Sorry, this is
Instagram.
routine, guys.
So this is what Maria's gonna do. She's gonna put it off and say that she doesn't want. Can you move?
I'm scooting.
That she doesn't want to do it, so she's gonna make me find a picture, and then she's gonna be mad at me later if I don't
Yo,
get the right picture. Let me
duh.
be clear. For those who don't know, Maja is my
How old is she?
fur baby. She's 14.
Damn. Because we were trying to guess it last time.
Oh really?
Roxy's really aging.
Yeah.
Because like, what is she now?
She is 12,
12.
Good lord. Yeah. They get old fast, guys.
and she's really.
I've been
just a
having
old lady.
I've been having some like major. Oh my gosh, I have to show you what Beezus did to me.
Ooh.
Those are his teeth.
Ooh.
These are his teeth. And then he clawed like the whole back of
Did
my
he
leg.
have an issue?
Your ankle.
Oh yeah, and he ruined my ankle. So this is what hurt.
Yeah,
Like
that looks like
that
a
hurts
one.
so bad. Because it's like the puncture. Oh god. But he has anxiety issues.
Mm.
But because I have anxiety issues about like Maji being old, that like I want to like be with her, and I like
Yep.
bring her to bed with me.
Mhm.
And Beezus gets like super territorial about her being in the bed because like
Was he
It's
also in the
like-
bed?
talk about like theory of children. Beezus is the middle child who gets jealous of his older sister because she gets all the attention. Kids.
So you're living it right now. You
yeah,
just didn't know there's
kid
a theory.
perspective. And then I have one who's just like a hot mess, and he's nice and friendly, so we let him do whatever he wants to. But
Her cats
yeah,
are
so
wild.
so I like brought Maj into the bed because I wanted her to sleep with me because I was feeling some type of way, and then like Beezus got all territorial and like went to go attack her, and like I tried to like step in the way, and he got like he doesn't I can't get mad at him because their instincts were like kick in,
Mm-hmm.
so like he has no
didn't mean
control.
to do it,
Yeah,
yes.
he has no control over it. So he
Yeah.
just like and he loves to do it to just my left leg. Like I have like scars all over just my left leg from him, but he attacked me and like. So now I've like gotten to the point where I had to like tell myself like parents, even like parents love their kids and want to sleep with their kids, but their kids have to sleep on their own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I set up like a whole little like blankie bed area for Maji in my office, and like
Mm-hmm.
now at night like I go and like spend time with her, like tuck her
Okay.
in a way, and then I go to bed, and then I see her in the morning and I feel better about it. But, like
She's getting
she's getting older,
to that
and like
age.
I have I
She
have
was-
moments where like
she
I,
was
like,
your
I
first
think
first
about it
pet,
more
right?
now.
Was she your first pet?
She was my first large pet. I've had like
You've had,
30 other animals.
That's nice.
Like from frogs to geckos
You wanna
to
name them all?
birds to I don't fucking remember them. And hermit crabs and fish, and we had a snapping turtle, and
Do you remember the snapping turtle that we saw on the street one time when we
yeah,
used
then my
to?
dad took it
Yes.
him.
Yeah, bro, huge in a bucket, like a
Like
snapping
those,
turtle. It was raining too, and I think you like
Those-
knocked on my door and was like, "Look at this." I was like, "Why?"
Those the large plastic
Big
containers, like that you put like storage. We used to have when we lived in like our old town, we had gotten a turtle and we didn't know it was a snapping turtle.
until it got bigger. And like we ended up having to give it to like a sanctuary. His name was Raphael, after the Ninja Turtles.
After the Ninja Turtles. We got that.
But we ended up having to like give him away to a sanctuary because he got so big. Like we had I swear to God, the fish tank that he was in was like the size of this table. Like it was huge. And they're so smart that he would push all his rocks to one side of the thing to get out. And like we used to put stuff on top, and he got too big and got strong enough. And like one day he almost took off my brother's toe because my brother like didn't realize he got out in the middle of the night, and he went to the bathroom, and like Raphael was out. So we had to give him away.
That's dramatic.
Like, my dad like thought he knew everything about snapping turtles from having a snapping turtle, and saw the snapping turtle in the street that day.
Literally,
and decided that he wanted to like show all the kids the snapping turtle. This is all safe.
It was huge because there was a pond behind one of the houses or something.
I never realized that Dewhurdle Lake is right behind us.
That's nice.
Did you notice that? Did you know that?
I knew there was like a pond or a lake behind one of the houses.
Did you ever come back there with me?
Once, I think, when we were really young.
Because I used to like, I was that weird kid that used to wander into the woods by herself.
Used to.
That's also true. So, I had found that there was like a dock back there, but like the water was really close to us. It was just like over that little hill behind like our.
One of the neighbors, like 2 houses down from you, and like across from me.
Like all water was there. And like all these animals usually come from there, but snapping turtles, whenever it rains,
there's literally a snapping turtle, at least a turtle, like in the street or something.
When the water rises, like the turtles come out and like roam the world. It sounds like Jurassic Park. It's the beginning of Jurassic Park. So that was how we got that snapping turtle. I remember knocking on your door and be like, "Hey, you want something cool?"
I'm like, what? It was downpouring. I was like, all right.
Pouring, and my dad was out in the rain, like with a big stick, like
the
trying
only
not to get the turtle to
there are maybe like 2 or 3 memories from that place that I can clearly still remember. The snapping turtle.
Oh God.
Us playing cops and robbers, and you flipping over the fucking.
No, Danny. I flipped over Danny. Oh my goodness.
He was. Were you on the scooter? And
DA,
he was on
if you listen to this, I hope you get your memories, man.
We were playing cops and robbers with.
He was on a bike and I was on the scooter.
Yes,
right?
you were on the scooter. He was on the bike. Fucking rammed into each other. She flipped in the air.
I flipped over him. So, like,
and your brother was like, "We're done. Game over. We're done." I was like, "Okay."
Like Danny was riding on his. I don't even remember like anything else about it. I don't even remember that we were playing cops and robbers. That's
I remember that.
But he was on the bike in front of me, and I was on a scooter, and like the scooter wheel got stuck like under the back of his tire, so the scooter went like this, and I was on it, so I went like that.
She legitimately
cleared
flipped
him and flipped and landed on my back in front of him, and was like, what just happened?
Wow.
Good times.
When kids used to go out and play.
Broke my brother's nose. We weren't even home for that.
We weren't home for that? Were they playing basketball? Wow.
And my mother like thought like my brother was like pranking, like was like playing a game like that they would catch up on like the towel.
Oh, yeah.
And then she realized that like
it was actually
his nose was broken. Yeah. It's the only thing I really remember.
What was the other one that I remembered? I think we probably already talked about this before. When we went to ShopRite, when we
hot dog crawl.
We walked to ShopRite from where we used to live, and then back. It took us 3 hours for no reason. No, there's like we were just walking.
We wanted something.
Yeah, no, we wanted I don't know, because we came back and just cooked food.
Yeah, we wanted something young. With the hot dogs. I don't remember.
I don't remember.
And I don't remember why I'm pretty sure that my mother told me she would take us, and we were like, no, we'll walk.
Or
we were so stupid.
We were so young too. Because we were even in high school.
No, because we would have driven ourselves.
Right. So what? 8th grade, 9th grade?
Probably, yeah.
So young, just walking to fucking ShopRite. Then we took the long way home. That's why it took us like forever. Yeah. It's not. No, we were just dumb.
There was a reason why we did that.
Maybe our mom needed something.
Nah, you guys probably just wanted an adventure.
I don't know.
That too.
Well, like I said, it was like, we'll just roam around.
That was the last time Maria ever let me coax her into doing something.
Was it? Probably.
At least like that.
Yeah.
Then in the future, you were always like, no, we drive. Let's do that.
Yeah. Well, I was MIA for our college years. For both their college years. I did see you a couple times.
Yeah. It was like.
Well, I also like wasn't sporadic. Around.
Yeah, you weren't around. You weren't around because you went to a different school than us. In your little bubble of a school. It's okay, we say that.
You grew up in one, so it was right for you to do that.
Truly.
It only made sense that you did that more.
I continue to do that in the workforce. Yes.
Yeah, you're still in that bubble. Yes. Technically. Or the town over the bubble. What was our topic? Healthcare.
We are all perfect examples of why we all need healthcare support. Just to be clear. For various reasons.
We're
things that are coming clear in this episode.
Clear advocates of therapy.
We are.
100%. I think my hardest thing with it growing up was that the generation before me was
the stigma?
Yeah,
the stigma sucks.
That I think that
And
our generation's better at that.
Clearly the billing still sucks. So.
And I think it's interesting because I think it's interesting that because I was talking to somebody else who it's interesting to me how people talk about these topics but don't realize how that's what like mental health is actually what they're talking about. So I was talking to somebody who was talking about like they didn't know that they were talking about generational curses or like breaking the generational like traditions and cycles, but I knew that that's what they were talking about.
Right, because you're well versed in it.
Like but because I know about it, and it was just interesting to me because like this person doesn't necessarily talk about mental health or like understand therapy or believe in therapy, but like talks in circles around it. So it was like, this is super interesting. Like, and I want to know, I wish we could go back and really see, was therapy shunned upon because like,
why mental health is now a thing that is okay?
Or like, what was it because that it came to light, like that people, it was to the extreme so long ago, right? Like the people that didn't get help, they went crazy and like that's all people saw, and then those are the people that needed therapy. Like, is that why?
Well, does this go back to my 3 topics or 3 answers all the time? Religion, capitalism, and politics?
Or I wonder if like almost like so many of these like celebrities now come out and like talk about mental health, and I feel like that kind of broke the stigma.
Yeah,
the transparency.
I want to know what started it.
What normalized it?
Because so in my case, like the generation before me would just be like, you should just pray on that.
Yeah, true.
Pray to God.
Pray out.
Yeah, but that's what they were taught.
No.
You know, that's like it's a big part of my.
The whole thing of like exorcisms and like.
Oh, bro.
And then we talk about.
This is the way. No, wait. That's the one topic that Monica cannot talk about. Religious, like me too. Religious, like I don't know, what are they called? Like horror stories, I guess. Because when you bring religion into a ghost situation, supernatural situation, forget it. I'm out.
Why? I think that stuff is so interesting.
Like The Nun, like that movie, The
my
Nun.
Mom, so it's like that's my mom.
I can't. I physically cannot sit through like an exorcism video or like talk about like nuns, like the Nun like horror like film that came out a couple.
I don't like anything horror, but I don't. What is that? I don't know that.
I don't know. Some nun was like possessed or something. I don't know. But like, also like we went to Catholic school. Yeah, I think that's the Catholic.
There's a lot there. There's not.
You know what's funny?
I'm not Catholic.
I know. Yeah, I was gonna say Monica went to Catholic school. She's not Catholic, y'all. You are Christian, which is. There's so many denominations of Christianity that like it confuses the hell out of me.
Let's go back to the therapy sigma thing, and then I want to dive into this more because you know I'm curious. So
yeah, absolutely,
I
absolutely.
want to talk about therapy because
so this is what
the crown.
No, it's actually super relevant.
Like Princess Diana. Are they at that season?
Maybe I should
go back.
They talk about like her mental health issues, her bulimia. Like it's actually like they show it like in full.
Wait, what was this you watched?
The Crown.
On Netflix.
So they're going back to
I heard about
show,
that.
like Queen Elizabeth's whole life, starting from before she was a queen, and like goes like each season kind of goes through like a period of time. And now we're
Winston
at,
Churchill to today.
Yeah, so it's super interesting, and well, they're gonna stop before Harry season. Apparently, he like made some deal with Netflix, and he's refusing to have them do Harry and Meghan because
the Meghan Markle
information to have like a proper whatever.
Gotcha.
Apparently, that came out this week as well. But
wow. I mean,
this season was about Diana, and like obviously I finished the whole thing because I'm a crazy person, and it was really good because I like obviously everyone knows like Lady Di, like everyone knows of her, knows of the death, but doesn't like I don't think we like our parents were really into that, but I don't think we knew.
No,
what happened behind the scenes and
we
stuff.
just used to hear so much about there was like so many theories and like other.
She got married to him at 19, and he was like almost 40.
Ew.
That's one. While he like had Camilla on the side, which like we all heard of, like
we all heard.
Like she was a married woman who he was in love with, and she was like Diana was just like an aristocrat daughter who they were like, yep, she's gonna be your like she's the next queen. It makes sense, whatever. And she had like bulimia issues because the media constantly following her and making her feel a certain type. I know,
poor thing. Yeah.
She like eventually they even show out in episodes like them making her go to therapy, but it's all hush hush.
Interesting.
And it's, like,
very
interesting. Weird. And then like they even find out in that episode that there's like cousins that they literally in their documents said that they died, but they were in a mental health institution. Like it was like super like that's why like I said this, I was like this like brought back a lot of things because like in the stigma they were like we can't have royals that are like have any inclination that they might think our genes are destroyed or like
that's so old thinking.
That's so
funny.
Yeah.
Well that's fuck.
But that goes back to that point of like
but that's the issue, right? Like what I just looked up real quick, I was like, why is this stigmatized? You know, Google.
Yeah, Google.
Just to see what's out there, and it stems back from the fact that people who went to therapy were people who were depressed or had anxiety or had issues, right?
Yep.
And then they were something, it was like the thought of something being wrong with them, right? So like if you go to therapy, something's wrong with you. It wasn't necessarily like the issue of like therapy and like talking about your feelings is like more of a like came later, I feel like, when we became more normalized. But did you guys watch the show, the Ratchet show? The show Ratchet?
I have it on my list.
No, I have no idea what that even is.
I love mental health things. Like I live for like trying to understand.
What episode number is this? If people haven't figured that out by episode, whatever.
It's got some like things that are super uncomfortable to watch, but it's shot in like the 50s or that era, I think 50s 40s, and one of the characters in it is a woman who not to like spoil it, but is a woman who had been constantly misdiagnosed for having like, I can't think of what they called it back then. When people were depressed, they called it it was like another word.
Oh, when they did like shock therapy?
Yeah, but they had a term for it that wasn't depression.
Yeah, right. It was something else.
It was like
I know what you're talking about.
It's gonna bother me. It was a word that was so shitty word, like a word to say for it, like that they were like hysterical, like female hysteria. That's what they used to call it.
They like gendered it too.
And this woman had it, hysteria. And people used to say that it was like she was going through this. I roll. And she never got diagnosed, and then she had come to the the institution. What word do I want to use there? She had come because she had multiple personality disorder, and like later on you find, I mean, you're gonna love it. It's so good. The story, like, you like crime. So good.
You like crime?
But and there's so much psychology behind like why people are bad.
Shock therapy is so I can't watch that.
That's in there too, and there's other stuff.
I can't watch
there's
that.
Other
Requiem of a Dream or whatever. Have you watched that movie? Have you watched that movie?
No.
Oh my god!
And like going back to the time where
depressing.
Mental, like this show goes back to the time where mental like health and like practice on the mentally diseased or whatever was experimental.
Right.
So,
they
like,
know what they're doing.
There's like lobotomies, and there's there's this. I never even knew these things were a thing. They used to put people through extreme temperatures.
Yeah, no, they did everything.
And
the other way
boiling water.
Oh, I don't know about that side.
Into an ice bath to shock your system and like try to reset your brain. So this is why like disclaimer, because it's all in the show. But just very interesting things and like ideations with like other things like hypersexualism and like other weird ideations that people have, like and mental disorders that they send them on. But I really like the way this show brought the attention of like the fact that you know, we don't treat people correctly, like the way that especially then and with the way we do now. But all of it's very interesting. It's a good show. I don't remember why I brought this up.
Yeah, but I feel like along those lines, there's like like that's still like today. Like think about like how they say like, oh, she's emotional.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
she's on her period.
Oh, she's emotional in the workplace. Da 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 da. Like, oh, you're right, because I'm showing passion in my work. Yeah. But it's confidence when it comes from someone else. But it's emotional when it comes from me.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
All of it just stigmatized, but it becomes a bigger issue. And then sidetrack away from the show. When our older generations grew up in a place where, you know, if you went to therapy, something was wrong with you. Like I still haven't flat out ever told my parents that I had to see a therapist. And like the
way that my parents found out was awful.
I talk around it, but I never like flat out have said it.
The way that my parents found out it was god awful. I can take this offline.
I remember you telling me about this.
We can take this offline. I don't know if you know, Monica.
So
I know.
Oh, you know, right? Yeah.
So, and it's not, the hard part is, it's because you hear, like, I have other people in my family who have to deal with stuff, who deal with mental stuff. And you hear how they will talk. All of my life, you've heard about how, oh, this person goes to therapy, oh, this person has this. And, like, you hear the way that they respond to it. And it's because they don't know any better, right?
No,
it's
they
not
don't.
Because,
they're not educated enough in it.
Right. It's not because they, like, dislike that person or, like, something they think badly of that person. It's just because that's what they were taught. So, like, they see it as, like, a thing.
Yeah,
and the
it comes
ironic
back to, like,
thing
just prey on it.
Both of my parents 100% need to, like, should have at some point in their life needed to go.
Just everyone needs therapy.
Right.
Even if for, like, a couple sessions.
It's, like, kind of ironic and, like, hypocritical, but that's why I don't.
Yeah.
I will talk about it to total strangers. And that's why I have no problem talking about it on the podcast, because I know that there are other people who feel the same way about it and feel like they can't talk to their, like, family and to
immediate
their
family or whatever, friends and whatnot. generations.
Yeah, the generations above them about it. So like when you can't go up, you have to go out. So like I hope this, and the person I told you that brought up the podcast to me had said that. They literally were like, it makes me feel like it's awesome that you can do this, and it makes me feel like I'm not alone. That's our intent in doing this podcast. Yes. I feel like the world of therapy needs to do better about it too. And like being more open about what it is.
Well, they're trying, right? I think it's just the generations above us are still alive.
It doesn't help that like, and I won't say not every therapist is a great therapist.
Oh no, it's like you have to like shop around. It's like with any doctor.
I just want to shop around for that.
You kind of just so uncomfortable, and that's why
it's very uncomfortable.
That's why I haven't done it again. Because I really liked mine, and then she had to leave because she moved, and I was like, I don't want to go have this conversation all over again with somebody else and like have to go through this again.
Was she in a practice, like in a, or was it just a little standalone?
She was a part of a system, and I didn't like the system, but I liked her.
So that makes it difficult because they already have like your info.
And then if you go to a private practice, it's more expensive.
Oh yeah, I know.
So it's like,
yeah, it's like shopping around. It's like a general practitioner.
Okay, so here's the biggest thing that I've learned.
Yes.
And I don't know if like you can relate to this, Mon, or like if somebody listening can relate to this. The reason why I ended up in therapy period is because I never talked at all about any of my stuff. And like I just kept everything in so that like isn't
it funny though in hindsight we all are very close friends but growing up we didn't talk with any much substance.
No, well because we didn't know any better.
Yeah, but isn't it funny like looking back
there was no substance in there to talk about. Like we were all high like vibes out here, but like what substance was there actually?
No, for sure. Yeah, but isn't it funny just to think back?
I know it is. It's hysterical because it's like, well, what could we have done? But it's whatever. It is.
We didn't know what we were doing. We still don't know.
But like to the point of where I first. Even to this day, when I like start to talk about something that makes me uncomfortable, I just start crying because like it's so vulnerable and it's like overwhelming and you're just like, I gotta do this. So like within the first 10 seconds of me sitting there and she asked me one question and I was like, all of a sudden I was like, what is happening right now? Like I was just like crying. So, and the worst part was like the tissues, I'll never forget this. The tissues they had in the office were like the super soft ones that if you get them wet, they just like disintegrate and then you have like the little fluffies all over you. So like they were all over my face and all over my clothes. So by the time I left, and I wasn't like expecting that, right? So I had booked clients after that session.
Oh God.
So like
you don't know. Like, you do not do anything after therapy.
I'm aware of that now. And the funny part was I had talked to one of my friends who was going to therapy. She was like, "Oh, why'd
you do that?"
She's like, "We should have had a pep talk for you."
Rookie mistake.
Yeah, don't book things after your sessions.
No.
So I was just covered in all this fuzz, and
ew.
Like that was I'll never forget. That was one of the things that like my therapist said to me. She was like, "You really need to talk to people, like talk about this more, because the fact that you don't talk about it is what gives it power and then overwhelms you, and like that's why I would have anxiety attacks."
You're better at it now.
Oh yeah, I feel comfortable. Like I said, the only people I don't want to talk to about is my family.
No, absolutely. I mean, this podcast probably helped.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. I know we've talked about that too. Like for both of us, it feels like
it's like
cathartic.
It's practice.
And hopefully, it will help other people to do it more too, right?
Yeah.
But it's super uncomfortable, and I don't want to. I would rather continue to do it this way, and I feel like this is therapy, or like I have more therapeutic conversations now, period.
Yeah, more with substance now.
And I do a lot of self-development on my own. Like I read a bunch of stuff, and like I try to like keep myself with a practice of that to understand myself better, because the therapist, it's amazing how you can sit there with someone who's well-trained. You can sit there and they can be like, so here's what I see.
Yeah.
And then you not ever be aware of that, and then you like, I wanted to learn more about it. So like, if you're doing therapy,
you're doing therapy right, is what you're saying. Because like some people go to therapy, do their 1 hour session, and don't practice it outside.
Or don't deal with it.
Yeah, don't deal with it.
You kind of see it, and you're like, I'm gonna put this over there,
and I'm only gonna deal with it within that hour every weekend. That's it. Which is the wrong way.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Wrong way to do therapy.
But being somebody who's interested in those things, like I enjoy the mind. So like once I realized I could learn about mine more, something would happen, and then I'd want to like be like, all right, what just happened? And like you'd want to do that.
You're proactive about it.
So yeah, like for me, not going anymore, like not going to talk to somebody anymore, is okay. But if you don't go and get they can give you the tools that you need.
But it's your issue. Well, it's the same thing when you go to your doctor and they're like,
you should change your diet.
Yes, you gained a little bit of weight. You should change your diet. It's literally the same goddamn thing.
Right. You need to take
just
ownership.
for your brain.
Right. You need to take ownership. And it's this. And again, this
accountability
we talked about too, right? Like we are not given the tools we need. It's funny. The tools we're given in school prepare us to be employees for the rest of our lives, and most of them are not usable as we get older.
right? Aside from like being social, which they don't actually teach us how to do. We just have to learn how to do, and it's a hot mess, and that's why emotionally scarred. But like that's bullshit. And then the stuff we learn from our families is like traditional family oriented information.
Yeah.
And like we get good stuff there, but we also carry a lot of like their stigmas and their opinions and things like that into our identity. And it's like, you don't teach us the things we need to survive in this world. How to deal with our own mental health.
Because they don't know
how to take care of our fucking finances.
But they also don't know that shit. That's the issue.
Know.
It's a whole cycle.
Dink. Dumpling to the face. That's what sucks. And we have to do it for ourselves. We have to take responsibility for our lives.
Cycle breaking is such a daily thing, though.
Yeah, with every aspect of all things.
It's so tiring. It's so draining.
But it's also very exciting. Because like I think
if you're the right type of person, it is exciting.
I think to myself when I get
for other people it can be super draining.
I'm like, oh, if I do this now, like imagine what I'm going to be like when I'm 50.
I don't know why I'm having deja vu right now. Like us three had this conversation in some past life, probably.
Maybe.
And we will continue to have it as the generation.
As we progress.
Yeah. It's like so cool though when you actually like, not just like unpacking for other people, because like I've had a lot of conversations with my parents lately about things, and I've been able to like change their perspectives and like views that they've had that are really long. And it's like these conversations are super hard to have.
Yeah, they're uncomfortable.
But, like once and like draining a little bit because it's like, can you guys just please sit and like listen and like let's all have like an open conversation right now.
We're all adults now, yeah.
And like, but once like you get there and you like have a meaningful conversation, there's some headway that's made. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, like we're at a better place now.
Yeah.
It's hard to get there.
It's hard.
Especially with parents.
Yeah, you'll get there though.
No, I do. I have gotten there.
Okay,
I'm
good.
very grateful. I'm very fortunate that I have.
I think the older we get, the more that our parents are like, oh yeah, they're like older. Like they know.
It takes a long time for them to realize that, right? To like not see us as their kids, which is again something that everybody's like, you'll understand when you have kids, and it's like, but
jokes on them. I was say it's too expensive to have a kid.
I'm the only one who's screwed here. So it's fine.
Yeah, that's on you.
It is. It's just we just have to be better than the generation that came before us, and we have to teach our kids to be better than us. That's the goal.
Oh, that's the hope.
And we gotta make sure that we do something so that they can have free healthcare.
Yes.
And get therapy and get the support that they need.
Free healthcare. That's very politicized.
Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna keep bringing it back to our theme. I got the.
No, it's very politicized. I'm just saying.
It is.
For what reason we don't know.
Because it makes money, and the money one hand washes the other.
Capitalism, politics,
we
religion.
Need a shirt that says that.
Could someone design a shirt?
Can we start making merch that just says anything that's wrong with the world happens for 3 reasons?
Or just like literally just capitalism, religion, politics.
Yeah, just those 3, like period.
Period.
And we should make them, right? And then we should literally go out in public and like see how people respond to them and see if anybody says.
You can do that for me.
I'll do it.
Oh, Mon can do it.
That would be so fun. Like just look at people's faces and then like see if anybody actually says anything about it. It'd be like you know those shirts that say like what how did that start with the shirts that had the names on them and blah. We should literally have ones that say capitalism, religion, and politics.
That'd be cute.
And then
someone get on that.
Be more.
So someone get on that.
Let's do this.
Huh?
My cousin does shirts. If you tell me what you want designs,
let's do it.
We love connections.
We're gonna have merch, guys, so soon.
So apparently so soon. I didn't know this till now.
Let's do that. That's fun.
Okay. Don't break.
I'm not.
That's more local for Christmas this year.
Whoa!
I died. I hurt too hard.
All right, I'm gonna pee on the couch now. If I keep laughing, bye.
Okay, bye.